Incredible. We could spend weeks exploring this planet, but not today. Ensign, transport me directly to the bridge. Helm, set a course for Earth, full power to the warp engines, maximum speed.
Aye.
Come on, more speed, faster.
To fly apart.
Then fly her apart. It's almost time for viewer takeover.
This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every Tuesday afternoon and bring it to YouTube live as PSVR Gamescast Live. But this is the pre-recorded part, the thing we pre-record the live show and then air after the live show. It's all sorts of confusing, but don't worry, we'll handle the hard stuff.
I like time travel.
Yeah, like Doctor Who time travel, or like Back to the Future time travel, or like
I'll
Quantum Leap time travel.
Take whatever you got.
I like the Sam Beckett.
Yeah.
I like the Sam Beckett, but it's very random, and then he's got to deal with it.
Yeah, JFK episode was fucking awesome.
Oh, there was so many good ones.
So good.
Oh, let's not get into it.
As always, I'm Brian Paul, and to my right, your middle, something wicked this way comes Desra.
Hello.
And to my far right, your normal left, is the VR King, the Sofa King, the king of RE7 live streams.
Yeah.
It's Jeremy King.
Forever and ever. My favorite was one when he leaped back into himself as the younger
Yes.
self, and then later on as Magic with his brother's squad
Oh my god.
in Vietnam.
It's like heart-wrenching.
The whole show.
Yeah, it's such a great show.
Yeah.
There were some stinkers.
Oh, they were.
There were some definite like next generation holodeck stinkers on Quantum Leap for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into viewer takeover though. First and foremost, we want to thank the PSVR Journey, aka Chapulence Tramp 67, for that awesome.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
There was definitely some work put into that viewer
It
takeover
was.
introduction.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much, dude, for your for sending that in. If you want to introduce next week's viewer takeover introduction, make sure you send your short, sweet, sexy, seductive, sci-fi.
Ooh, here we go.
Addition to the list. Viewer takeover introduction to withoutparole@gmail.com. But of course, Chapulence Tramp is not the only person we want to thank this week, is he? We also want to thank you in unison. These people, these people down here. These are the people who went to patreon.com/withoutparole.
Games.
They're giving us $1 or more every single month, and we appreciate the hell out of you because, man, you're the reason this channel's running. That's it.
Yep.
At this point, nothing else keeping the lights on.
Right now, this show does a 30-minute run, a 1 mile run, but we're hoping to get it up to like a 7-minute run. What's a good run for a mile?
I mean, I can do like a 10-minute.
10-minute?
Yeah. A 10-minute mile. That's the best I got.
I haven't run it since track in high school.
Yeah.
Not that I ran track in high school. I mean, just when they made you do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked most of it. I don't know why. I was just one of those defined. I'm not going to run.
Oh no! In high school, I definitely walked the mile run.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Games.
so thank you guys for the Patreon support. But we also want to thank a few other people that this week, don't we, Des?
Yeah.
We do. We want thank people who follow the Beauty and the Decays. Yes, right?
The lead of Beauty and the Cat.
The lead of Beauty and the Why
AKA
do I always...
Matt the Game Cat.
Yes, I always keep dropping the name for some bizarre reason. But anyways,
he
they've
hasn't
actually
been around for a while.
Yeah, this is
MIA.
Decaying.
But I have been, and I do this almost every week.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, but
And
I
was
mean,
pushing
what's my excuse?
But anyways,
Well,
they followed his
Is your
lead.
excuse?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
They followed his lead by changing their name to something the Game Cat to show their love for the channel. So this week we have Stay Warm 420, the Game Cat.
And I gotta say, like, apologies, shout out to Stay Warm 420, the Game Cat, because like I think this happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And for like the last 2 weeks, somehow we kept missing him.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you don't put hashtag GameCat in the comments.
Yep.
If you change your name to GameCat, give us a hashtag GameCat so we can give you a hashtag shout out, hashtag next week.
Just like this mysterious person, who's got it figured out. Everybody's bitch, hashtag GameCat Snorgy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. No.
If you don't know what a snorgy is, it's not nearly as sexual as it sounds.
No.
But that's probably for a viewer takeover of a different color.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, and every week on Viewer Takeover, what we do is we scour the videos, we scour the comments for the hashtag Viewer Takeover, all one word, please. And basically, we read your questions, we read your comments regarding PlayStation VR on this show and try to answer them. And if we can't answer them, we just talk about things like Quantum Leap.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, let's be fair, way more fun.
Oh, so fun.
We also, if you join our Discord channel, Discord server, I think I've been saying channel, I think people actually call it a server. I don't know how things work
server.
in
It's Discord.
real world.
It's server with the individual channels are inside the server. Yep.
Yep, there we go. So join our Discord server and go to the Viewer Takeover channel to ask your question.
Okay.
That was a miss. I don't know what happened. So I mean, I'm waiting for an important phone call. That's why my phone's on. I'm very, very sorry. And then, so we search for the hashtag Viewer Takeover, and then if it's good enough, if it's interesting enough, it's not good enough. They're all good enough.
They're all good.
Right, but
they're all refrigerator
Well, some
worthy.
we've answered many times.
Many times, or we just have nothing to say about it. We don't have an answer. Remember
True.
the hard drive question we talked about, but never actually answered?
Never.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, starting off this week with Nick Ulo,
Hey.
Nick Mulo, the Game Cat.
Meow.
Right, hashtag Viewer Takeover. This is from the Discord server, by the way. Right. What do you think of Sony's new wireless VR patent? I'm definitely curious about the wireless VR, but worried wireless will push the price point up too high for wide adoption. And the thing I want more than wireless VR is successful VR. Will the draw of wireless outweigh the possible higher price?
That's an aspect of it I haven't actually even thought about. Honestly.
Yeah.
If you think about like the technical specs, like how much data you have to push through and how big it's going to have to be to hold the battery packs and all that nonsense. But yeah, the price is you're going to see a pretty significant jump, I imagine.
You'd think. I mean, is it complicated for them to give an option of a wireless or wired version of a headset, or would that be an entire different animal?
Well, I mean, I think what we're looking at here, so normally, first of all, Nick made it very clear that he doesn't care about patents. He knows just as well as we do that patents don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Right? You can patent everything, and people do patent everything just to kind of have their options covered.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this one in particular means something to me, and I think because of the way they're portraying it, and it's very possible that these are like just these are obviously drawn by like a 2-year-old, and they're using the current technology as the foundation. So this could very well be just an option for the current PSVR, right? Because it looks like a current PSVR headset. It looks like a PS4, and it's saying, okay, well, instead of all these crappy wires all over the place, well, you have this wireless setup that it can interact with, and that's what for me, that's what the most important thing about VR is having the power behind it. I don't mind a couple of cables, a couple of cords, like falling down my back, as long as like there's a console powering it. The Oculus Quest, everyone's like getting crazy about, but it's just not all that powerful, right? So like if something like this is the way they're doing it with PlayStation 5 or even current PlayStation 4 Pro stuff, I think it's pretty awesome, because not only are you getting the power from the console, but you're also getting the wireless ability.
Yeah.
I think the other thing with wireless that's going to be important is some kind of room scaling, because having the wireless isn't really going to be super helpful, because I'm going to want to be able to move around my whole room, but I can't still, right? Okay. Because if this is just a wireless box for what I have now, which I can't even imagine how that would work, but let's pretend.
Yeah.
Well, there's still plenty of games that are going to lose tracking if I turn the wrong way or move or walk around the room.
Yeah.
And the wire does help us act as a tether. I mean, it does. Oh, right. I need to stay here. So yeah, I definitely agree with Nick. Like, I would rather have more successful VR than wireless VR. I think that's a really good point. But yeah, so a lot of questions, and as always from Sony, no answers.
Yeah. I mean, we've grown up with wires to everything. So I mean, even the first day I got cable, that big ass box with the wire leading to the cable box to change the channel. I mean, wires don't matter to me as much, as some people like you guys. I'd rather the hardware that could support like a visually appealing, like awesome experience where it's solid and there's a wire leading to it. I don't care. As far as scaling with the room and moving around, and it being wireless, I don't know if I want I personally don't want to move around too much in the scale of my room when I'm playing VR, because I have things I need to move out of the way to do it.
Right.
The more I need to move, because this is going wireless, meaning they want to make it so you have to move around a certain area, is going to start pushing me out of the realm of being able to play these games unless I start dragging shit around. So I'm getting beyond myself here, but I don't mind wired.
I think room scale is a whole different animal. I don't think we're even in that realm yet.
No.
I think we are talking about PSVR 1, I think, and it just kind of like alleviating like the number of times I pulled those HDMI cables out of the little connector box that sits right next to you is countless. You're playing Spark and you just do a wild swing and then boom, suddenly you're disconnected. You're like, crap! I'm fucked.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Spark, and even Beat Saber sometimes.
And Knockout League, Creed.
You're fine until all of a sudden, like I was playing with someone the other morning, and because I have the headset on, I don't know, but somehow my elbow was tangled in something, and I can't imagine what I must have looked like to the other player. I was like, hang on a second, and for many of the games, I just want to sit there and I don't care about the cable. But once you start into the games where they want you to be active, it becomes a limiting factor.
I think we missed it. So the price point. Do you think the price point of going wireless is going to scale it to a point where people out there that don't have VR are going to avoid it because of that?
I think the price point of going wireless jumps dramatically when it's not tethered to a console like this.
Yeah.
When it's this patent is saying, hey, here's a good way to do it wirelessly without making it super expensive. It's just like this little addition or this thing that you can plug in instead of the current wires that we have. It's just like a kind of like, oh, here, buy this little $20 thing or $50 thing or something, and you can replace the current interface.
Yeah.
I think this is an amazing way to give us wireless and give us the power of the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5, whatever it might be, for.
Yeah, I think the price issue, like if the people who are very price sensitive, like myself, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. If they didn't
this is the only exception I'll make, because like when PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 come out, I'm buying it day one. I don't care the price. That's everything else, I'm super price conscious.
But if those people didn't buy it during that Black Friday insane sale. This isn't going to make the difference for them, right? I mean, it was $200. Like the starter sets that were like $200.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So I mean, I appreciate the concern about that, but I don't think this is going to be the limiting factor.
You're up, Asia.
All right. Big one.
Yeah.
All right, King 1853. It's fun.
Kings do it big.
Actually, I read this. I was going through this. Oh, this might be a good one. And all right, from the Wayward Sky review discussion. The only problem I have with the majority of games they have been making seem very childish, in quotes. It's not that I don't mind playing a fun game with a cartoon style, but these seem more oriented toward children rather than adults, with the style, gameplay, difficulty, and content. I know a lot of people like games like Moss, as do I, and so do I. However, that's another example of a childish game. This is despite the fact that in the VR headset warnings, it specifically stated that children, the headset is not to be used by anyone under the age of 12. I understand we have a few options for more adult games, like Resident Evil 7 and Skyrim, but to me they seem few and far between. Am I the only one who thinks like this? I'm just a little disappointed is all. Not trashing good games, just want more good games in general, but I'd like to see more of adult-oriented games.
I mean, he's not wrong, right? Like I think it's a good talking point. I think the fact is that with the current technology, I think the people who are able to do realistic, adult, mature-looking games, I think that you need a bigger studio for that. We don't have a lot of bigger studios doing VR games. Yeah. Right? I mean, Resident Evil and Skyrim are like two great examples of how you can have like a mature-looking game, mature playing games, with deep mechanics and all this stuff. I think for smaller developers, you got to go with the more childish. I keep using the air quotes. I got to stop that. More, the cel-shaded cartoon look, just to kind of like make it feasible in VR, and to make it run well and make it look good. Give it that nice sharp resolution. But I think there's a lot more to this than meets the eyes.
I think the bigger question is, what are you defining as a mature game? Because I would say Doom VFR is not a mature game. It's mature content. It has blood and guts and all that, but it is you just running around shooting stuff. Okay, versus let's go to we're talking about cel-shaded 13.
Yeah.
Okay. That is, there's not a lot of blood and guts in it. It's a cel-shaded style, but it's a kid is going to be bored by that storyline.
Yeah.
So I would say I don't think Moss is a childish game. Yeah. I think it is a beautiful piece of art. I think it's got a compelling storyline. It's using the framing technique of being a kid's story, but I think there is a lot of depth to the character and the emotional story that's going on there. Whereas Astrobot, that is a childish game. Like, it is fun. It is super fun. Also, but there's not a lot of depth of storytelling, or So for me, mature versus childish has nothing to do with the visual style. Has nothing to do with if the violence is graphic. It's more to do with what's the story that's being told. Like, what emotional level can you interact with it with?
I mean, I think we have to relate this somewhat to Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Because Nintendo is always taking the stance of, hey, we just want to make good games.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna be Nintendo's style is like cartoony, but like they're often pretty deep. There's like a lot of exploration, a lot of like gameplay mechanics and stuff that'll like give you, make you feel like you're playing something other than a kid's toy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where a lot of the games he's talking about are sort of going. They're saying, okay, you know what, we're making a game that is colorful and bright and fuzzy and it easy to learn kind of thing, hard to master, one of those deals. But when it comes down to it, it's are Nintendo games for kids?
Yeah.
I think so, but I think these are games that are also meant for adults, and so instead of saying they're childish games, I want to say they're meant for the widest audience possible.
Easy to pick up for a good majority of people.
I don't think that there are a lot of games. There are a couple, strangely, that on PlayStation VR that seem like they're for kids.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of games that have that aesthetic.
Oh, what's that Double Fine one? The Gloop. Oh, I can never remember.
Is it a VR game?
Yeah. It's basically just these shapes you kind of manipulate. Anyways, someone's gonna get the comments, but yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
reviewed it. Why do I want to keep saying Gollum? That's not it.
It's something. It's short. It's
Oh, that's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
Why can't I?
I can't
Anywho.
help you. Yeah.
Jeremy.
All right, Jeremy's up.
Well, J Meow, Cave Digger Review, #viewer takeover. It's a thing. So I understand that you should be willing to give games without smooth churning, smash smooth locomotion a chance, like you said in your Patreon video. However, as time goes on, I find it increasingly annoying when games are released without smooth turning. Snap churning, more than anything else, really ruins the immersion of VR games for me. Am I justified in finding it annoying? Why do you think games are still being released without a smooth turning option? Side note, I do think options should be available for motion sick people. Void Citizen adds, are comfort measures like click churning and blinders ever actually the cause of discomfort, or am I alone? LOL.
GNOG. Nog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That was crazy, man. That was going to drive me crazy if I didn't search the store for it. Yeah. I don't know. I've actually heard from a lot of people that like click turning makes them sick, that blinders make them sick, that these are not the solutions to motion sickness.
Yeah.
I will say that sometimes before a game gets patched, like smooth turning, I feel like is not optimized well. If it's coming from a studio that doesn't have like people that don't get motion sick or that do, then like they don't know the proper speed of smooth turning. They're like, oh, people want variety, here's a slider, but all of them are bad, right? So like there have been many times where I turn click turning on to avoid motion sickness. Like, I don't get motion sick in VR, but before these things are optimized properly, before they're like officially released, before that day one patch is out, very frequently I'm like, ooh, they haven't fixed this yet. And then but there is that, like, as you say, the special sauce, like the magic that like like, oh, well, there's a right formula to do this right. So yeah, I mean, it's mind-boggling when there's not an option. But I think people have been pretty transparent about the fact that it's easier to get things through Sony certification when there is click turning, when there are blinders in place already, and then they patch the rest of it in later.
That's
it's easier to get through cert.
Well, like your interview with, I forget his name, I'm sorry, who did Starblood, that interview, right?
Yeah, Jay.
No, it was actually the one before for Eagle Flight.
I've never...
Falcon 8. What the fuck? Falcon Age.
Yeah.
Where, or was it... God damn it. I think it was the...
it's probably Echo, yeah.
Yeah, where he was talking about where they got to get things out and patch it later, working on a patch as the game's gold, so to speak, and being released.
Oh, no, that was Jay. That was the Starblood one.
That was, okay. Yeah, so it could also be things like that where... they just had to push this game out and hit the certification on what they could and patch stuff later, and so it's not arriving with smooth churning day one. But other than that, I agree that without the smooth churning, it does ruin the immersion, but if it doesn't have it, I can easily get past it. I just find it annoying. The whole click churn thing is aggravating.
Yeah, I mean, the only 2 points I want to hit, like, the immersion thing, it's funny, when I when I streamed Skyrim, I don't know, a month or two ago, or something.
Snow day.
I did click turning, and the chat was asking like, "Hey, have you tried this with smooth turning?" It's like, you know what? I haven't tried this with smooth turning since I've gotten better. I turned it on. It was like, no, boom, and immediately back. But I went back and watched it, and to me, like, because I play so much with click turning, while playing it doesn't break the immersion. If that makes sense. But watching the stream, I'm like, oh, how can people watch this?
Oh, yeah, and we actually did get at least one comment that's like unwatchable due to teleportation.
Yeah, and so
it is not fun to watch with teleportation.
I totally get like the subjective experience of being in it, though. It doesn't break my immersion, but I can see like watching the outside. The only other point I wanted to make is dream out, Jay, you said, am I justified in finding it annoying? Of course, that's your opinion. Like, don't ever apologize for it. If you find it annoying, then you are right to find it annoying. Just don't make, I think our stance has always been, like, don't make your preference, don't impose on everybody else. Like, I think we've always been on board with options.
Yeah.
So,
I think my stance has always been, the list of things that we want are very, very clear.
Yeah.
We want all the controller support. We want aim support. We want move support. We want dual shock support. We want smooth turning. We want full locomotion. We want click turning. We want there's a very, very clear. We want pro support, right?
Yeah.
There's a very clear list of things that we want as a community. The thing I've always stood behind is saying, don't skip out on a good game just because it doesn't check all of those boxes, right? Because here's the thing. These are very small independent developers.
Yeah.
Not everything you want, you're going to get.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
That's fucking Yoda shit right there.
Yeah, well,
not everything you want. You go. But it's just so like, I mean, because everyone's like, oh, I'm not going to play 18 floors because there's no click turning, or there's only click turning, there's only teleportation.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, that shouldn't be the reason to stay away from that game.
Yeah. There are others.
There are others. But that's the thing. I love that game despite all of its issues.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I think it comes down to price. I think it comes down to your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are people waiting on the pro patch for Mage's Tale, and I understand that because In Exile has said, don't worry, there's a pro patch coming.
Right.
And for something like that, cool. Wait. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I wouldn't just skip out on a game completely because it doesn't play exactly the way you want to.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone playing something they don't like.
And like we said, there are some games where the teleportation was like they designed it to work that way. That's the way they want you to play it.
Doom VFR.
Right.
Such a better game
right.
with teleportation. Yep. You're all wrong. All right, am I up?
Yeah, you are up.
All right, we got running
Australia.
out of time here.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
April wrote on the Discord server, #viewer takeover, #it's a thing. After watching Amanda's beautifully profane and hungry gameplay,
I love that. Thank you.
I remembered having way more fun with that demo than expected, so I fired it up. Pure, dumb fun. Went to immediately buy it and thought this would be a perfect PS Plus game. Oh, what the hell, Sony? I was like, WTH? What other hidden gems do you guys think would be a good free games to showcase? Now, cat swipe.
Good free games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could think of any. Give us some good ones.
You know what? Like 5 songs in Beat Saber. Not a full thing.
Oh.
You know, just like
a free DLC patch.
Right, just like a little mini, like here's your free, like not quite a demo. Right, just like here's like 5 songs, a couple different difficulty levels, not the campaign, nothing like that, just like boom.
That wouldn't be bad.
Right?
Yeah, here's versions, like light versions of, so instead of getting a full game, which would cost a ton of money for Sony to put up for, you can it would be like a glorified demo.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And also something that just available, because like the demo is available for everybody.
Right.
This would just be for the PS Plus subscribers.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice, in between. Right. You're not giving up the sales or whatever Sony has to pony up to do that. But you're also getting people a chance to try these, the equivalent of our AAA games.
Yep.
So yeah, that's mine.
I mean, it's a good answer. I think, there are so many. Oh, this would be a great first-time, VR game. I think Job Simulator, that hasn't been free, right?
Yeah.
Job Simulator, I think, Affected the Manor as a great, like little 20-minute haunted house where you don't really even need to know how to use a controller to play it.
Yeah.
How about Worlds?
Was Worlds free at one point?
Was it? Oh.
No,
okay,
I think I would have grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
VR Worlds would be a great free game.
Yeah.
It should have been
I
packed
think-
in from the get-go.
Well, exactly. I think we so think it should be free that we're surprised that it wasn't ever.
Yeah, it blows my mind
Yeah,
that it's not free.
And honestly, I think I think Rush of Blood already was free. I
It
think
was
that
free.
is
That would be a
such
great one. That would be the one I would say would be great.
All
You
you
gotta,
have to do is sit there and shoot.
Yeah.
It's about as simple as it gets, but it's also very intense.
Too bad they couldn't pick a VR game that review-wise did stellar, but sale-wise was a little bit lacking to like showcase something like that where more people could, take notice and adopt this console.
Yeah,
if
let's
you
get
will.
Predator Vendetta Rising out there.
Yeah, there you go.
Static.
Sorry?
Has Static been free?
I don't think it has.
No.
But man, it's
I don't know if
but,
it's-
but speaking of which,
Yeah.
let's get to the last question.
Hey.
Well, do we want to save that for the live or?
No, let's
No.
get-
Okay.
let's do
All
it.
right. You asked.
Oh,
Am I up? Who's up?
Um,
1, 2,
that
3.
is
1, 2. Jim.
Me. Okay. So Delirium Drew VR the Game Cat from the Discord server asks maybe your top 3 to 5 underrated gems that are currently on sale.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Sure.
Because I run this thing.
Yeah.
I'm a horror game fanatic. You guys know this. Everything horror is my jam. And I'm going to say I've gone on record saying that $40 is highway fucking robbery for Arizona Sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But $12 is a great price.
That yeah.
Yeah, like for a little two-player co-op campaign, and it's different. It does support the aim controller, top move controllers, whatever you want to do. It's still glitchy as hell. It doesn't work great, but I mean, for $12, like that is the right price for that game.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't think you're getting a deal, but you're finally getting it at the right
Yeah,
price.
right.
Yeah.
And then also the other Here They Lie is $5.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
and I mean, it
Yep.
definitely, for some people, some motion sickness issues, but man, you will never see another world quite as amazing as Here They Lie's world.
Yeah.
That monochromatic, really detailed city, and like some terrifying enemies, all
Walking
stealth
on the
gameplay.
blood.
For a launch game, man, that is fucking phenomenal. And for $5, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Nice.
Mostly because it is such a huge discount. It's normally $40. It's $15.99
Nice.
right now.
Wow.
So definitely, even if you're only so-so on Star Trek, dude, just pick it up. It's fun. It's one of the most fun multiplayer games because you have totally different experiences based on who's there with. Some people are just goofing around. Some people are just like full on. No, they are in character as Lieutenant whatever. And it's a blast either way. I'm going to say Wipeout because if you hadn't picked out for $20, the only thing I can figure is you don't have $20.
Is it 10 now?
It is $11.99.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's not gonna. It's just buy it. Just buy it. And then one of my close personal favorites is Invisible Hours. Normally $30, it's only $14.99 right now.
Are you talking about plus prices? Because I've
Oh.
got Wipeout up here. $10
Okay.
on plus.
All right, so I must not have had the plus prices up. Oh, that's right, because I had to use.
So these are even cheaper than he's talking about.
Yeah, I had to use the incognito browser
Yeah.
to log out, so I could actually see the real prices. But Invisible Hours is
a good one.
is even cheaper. Yeah, it's just a wonderful experiment in storytelling. And if you were hesitant for $30, yeah, it's less than half price. So yeah, buy it.
I have similar titles to you. So yeah, Wipeout Omega for $10 apparently with plus
Okay,
$11.99
yeah.
if you don't, down from $20. You get the whole regular flat screen game, but you get the whole damn game in VR, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
And keep
It's
in mind
so
that
awesome.
it was 40.
Yeah.
Like, when they launched it was $40. So this
Yeah.
is a super crazy discount.
It's so worth it.
Yeah.
And I know I don't own it yet, but Firewall is $27.99 down from $40.
Yeah.
I mean, I should be jumping on that. And then, of course, I have Until Dawn Rush of Blood for $5.99, which is sick.
Yeah, if you missed it when it was free, definitely get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't played it, but I did mark it down. The Mervils here is down from $20 to $8.
Yeah, not a bad N64 game.
You know, Brian loves the goddamn game.
I do. And I do want to throw out one more that I think trumps every single one on this list. I think the Persistence, which is half price, $15 right now.
Yeah.
It is one of my personal, I know it doesn't support move controllers, it is DualShock 4 only, but it is an awesome roguelike. $15, it is probably in my top 5 PlayStation VR games of all time.
Wow.
So definitely get that even above the other two that I listed.
Nice.
All right, you guys, we're already running late for the live show, so we'll see you yesterday and then sometime later this week, I'm sure. We love you all.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Wow.